Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. I, of course, with Originator Success here, the Daily Rate Lock Conversation, the only place on the web where you guys get to be a part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as I do this video. If you're watching on the replay, do me a favor, put in a hashtag replay. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook or YouTube know that you were here. Remember, comments help me to rank in the algorithm, which helps you to be notified that you want to see this each and every day, and for other people to see it as well. Also, don't forget to smash that like button, whether it's the thumbs up on Facebook, tag an LO friend, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Do that. Social channel of choice. And remember, you can go ahead and sign up for our written daily email lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. It's an email sent to your inbox each and every weekday morning. You can also sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. Help protect your pipeline each and every day, www.ratetextalerts.com. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. That's what we do. So let's say hi to the live folks, see who we got here this morning. We've got a couple of you from Facebook. Not quite sure who that is, but we love you anyway. Got Robert Reynolds here from Florida. Good morning, Mr. Reynolds. Rob Stewart, Candido Diaz. Good morning, man. How you up there in New England? Is it cold as like a witch's tit right now up there? We got Scott Menser, Laura McCain. Good morning, Kenny Rivard. Roud here, ready real estate team. All right, great to see y'all. We got Ron Siegel. Good morning, Mr. Siegel. Hey, Ron, did you read anything about the change in how the healthcare costs are factored in for the CPI data? I'm going to talk about that today. Curious if you caught that. Candida, 21 degrees, dude. I don't miss being up north. 48 degrees here in the mountains, and it's a beautiful day. And I think it's going to get up to somewhere in the mid 50s, maybe even low 60s. So I'll take that all day long. Good morning, Mallory Fotiades. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get to it and get to the good stuff here. Give you a quick recap of what happened on Friday. Take a look here. Good morning, Jeremy Baxter. So take a look here down at this chart. You see this big dip right here. We had some volatility right here in this little window of the afternoon, mainly due to just low trading volume. There really wasn't any economic data or events that triggered a big sell-off, which is why we saw a recovery. While that window was open, though, we did see a handful of reprices, generally in the wholesale side, from a bunch of lenders. And then take a look here again, also right before the end of the day, we were at 98.60-ish, right? And then we dropped to like 98.30. I mean, a big drop again, mainly due to a lack of volume. But you want to, that put us from yesterday when pricing came out, we were around 98.70, and now we're at around 98.30. That's a 40 basis point drop in bonds, and you could see it here. All right, take a look here. You could see the same move. Green candlesticks. We peaked on Wednesday, 99.27. You could see the 10-year treasury yield right here. It goes the opposite direction. We want it to go down. So here we want mortgage bonds to go up. That's better pricing, better rates. We want the the 10-year treasury yield to drop down. We saw the best yield we'd seen in a while here on Wednesday, 4.5, basically 4.5. And we have gotten worse since. And you'll know day it broke below this red line. See this red line? Let me zoom in on this so you guys can see this good. I think I probably have to I got to refresh the page. Let me refresh the page. And here, while I do that, I'm going to do this. And I'll pop my hand here. All right, so while that's refreshing, I'll give you the heads up. Rate sheets today going to be worse, right? However, bonds are rebounding, which is good to see. Actually that I didn't update that one. So they're really, you can see here they've rebounded a little bit, but not that much. There's no rebound. What am I talking about? I did not update that. So take a look here. I wanted to show you the 10-year treasury yield. Look at this and look at this red line. This red line is the 50-day moving average, and we want to see this 10-year yield break below this red line. If it were to go below that red line, that opens the door for mortgage bonds to improve, for rates to improve. You can see this day we have a tail, a thin spot here, and it shows that mortgage bonds, or I'm sorry, that the 10-year treasury yield did drop below the 50-day moving average, but then went back up and ended the day. So it started the day here at the top of this candlestick. It came below the 50-day moving average, which is this red line here, but then it came back above and ended the day above it. Spent the next couple days here, again, tested it here. This was on Tuesday, November 7th, tested that moving average, little tiny tail, but ended the day at the 50-day moving average. The next day started here, but dropped. So it looked like, okay, hey, we could be in a good position. The next day, which was on Thursday, okay, it started here and then ended the day back above that 50-day moving average, only spending 1 day below. Then the next day tested again at the 50-day moving average, ended the day higher. Today it's pushing higher. You'll also see, because it is a moving average, it is moving higher. This is not a good indicator. If we do not get help from tomorrow's CPI inflation data and from retail sales data on Wednesday, we're not going to see how this gets done. Now, Ron said, surprise, they changed the methodology on how healthcare costs are calculated in the CPI. Ron, that's done every October, I believe. I believe it's done every October. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. So looking at the 10-year treasury yield, y'all, this does not give me the warm and fuzzies. This is pointing out that we are in a position where things are going to get worse unless we get surprisingly favorable inflation data tomorrow. We're going to get consumer inflation data on Tuesday. Then we're going to get wholesale inflation data on Wednesday. The CPI, Consumer Price Index, the consumer inflation data is the more important reading. The PPI, the Producer Price Index, wholesale inflation is important, and we will see a reaction, but it won't be as big as retail sales data, which comes out also on Wednesday. All right, so we've got some things going on here. You can see a big drop here. All right. My advice is to go ahead and lock near term and risk averse, locking most of my loans. I don't trust where we're coming. So there's whispers that tomorrow's CPI data could come in worse than expected with changes in how healthcare costs are factored in. Let me show you what that actually means here. So, all right, here you go. Health insurance is about to boost U.S. inflation after months of relief. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. 1 minute. Try to make sure I don't sneeze again. All right, so a change in how the government estimates health insurance costs is expected to give. I end up with a piece of fabric in my mouth. Slight boost to U.S. inflation measure, reversing a trend that had been providing some relief in recent months. Good morning, Allison Foy. Good morning, Garrett Knox, Dan Crowley, Kelly as well. So beginning with Tuesday's release of the October Consumer Price Index, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will roll out a few changes to how it tabulates the category. In addition to a routine change in source data, the new methodology will aim to smooth some of the volatility and reduce time lags. After being a reliable drag on overall inflation for the past year, the new computation is widely anticipated to put upward pressure. Now, this can either work really against rates or for them, and I'll tell you why. If markets are anticipating that it's going to come in worse than expected because of this, we may see a less severe reaction if it's higher. However, if it comes in higher, that's bad by itself. So overall, I'm not feeling this warm and fuzzy about this. And there's a lot of different articles about this. Big swings expected as CPI, retail sales, PPI take center stage, right? This one, Oh yeah, well, we also Friday Moody's put the U.S. credit rating on negative watch. Screw you, Moody's. That's because we can't get our government can't get the crap together, and there's of course we're 5 days away from the last extension to the government shutdown running out again. So, but we'll talk about that more. To I don't know, not today. We're already at 10 minutes. This was an interesting one. The CPI report may deliver to the market. The October report could change the trend in inflation. The last 2 years, it's actually helped the CPI data when the health insurance, right? So if there were ever a month where the CPI could surprise to the upside, the October CPI report on the morning of November 14th would be it. Of course, the October CPI report in 2022 shocked Wall Street, sent the S&P 500 soaring by 5.5 after inflation missed the consensus estimate of 0.2 on the month-over-month reading and 0.2 on the year-over-year, both headline and core. October's been an inflation study the past 2 years due to the changes in how the BLS calculates the health insurance index, which has seen some wild swings due to their rather odd method. Okay. This equated to the health insurance, blah, blah, blah. And this time around, they're expecting that it could go the other way. Additionally, this change in health insurance will increase inflation in the overall medical care services, which Bloomberg Economics projects will rise by 0.5% in October from 0.3% in September, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, guys, I would really strongly consider locking almost all this stuff. Ron said, I wonder if the Matt Gaetz cartel will try to remove the speaker now as well, now that we need another extension. Yeah, I won't get into politics on this one. These guys really, 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 I'm not going to get there right now. So anyway, everyone talking about the CPI data. It's possible that it could come in tomorrow and help us, but that would be the lower probability. And that's why I definitely would consider locking most stuff right now. If it's closing a month from now, you're okay. 30 days out, we're going to get through this. But anything near term, anything risk averse, anything closing, in the first half of December, right now, we could see rates. We're at 7.5, 7.5 basically, right? Probably 7 5/8 this morning with rates being a little bit worse. That's up from the best levels we saw was 7 3/8 to about 7 on Thursday, 7.41, and it's jumped. And we're going to kind of be there. It's not a replay, Casey. I'm still talking, still chattering. You're live. All right. So this is definitely something. And I wanted to show you guys stuff. So right now, we've seen it was down below 10%. Now it's about 15% expectation that we could see a rate hike in December. If we get really strong inflation data and or the retail sales data comes in strong, then this is going to jump. And as this jumps, rates are going to get worse. So if we see higher expectations that we're going to get a Fed rate hike, remember, Powell last week, as well as a few of the other Fed officials, really put it out there that, they are not yet done raising rates and they will be glad to raise more if they see data showing inflation is not going down. So that's got us, it's very much a concerning report. I would strongly consider locking most of your stuff into this report. Right now, the expectations are that we're not going to see a cut until June, about a 40% expectation that that'll happen in June, but only a 30% expectation we'll see a hike by May. All right. And then there's an interesting article in Bloomberg that I didn't really bring up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So you got this just shows you how swingy this stuff is. I'll see if I see it. If not, Morgan's here. It is Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, two huge investments, right? Morgan thinks that we're going to see 300 basis points of rate reductions over the next 18 months. Goldman Sachs, half that, 1.75. So it's you could tell, again, all of this as far as forecasting and speculation, it's all magic 8-ball stuff. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on with this. But we do know tomorrow there's a lot of risk heading into that inflation data. And we want to be careful about that. So right now, we're, far from the best pricing, but still would probably want to lock up. If we float into tomorrow, there's a lot of risks. That's all you just got to be aware of. So that's it, my friends. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me turn this off here. And that's it. Otherwise, I got to get going. I got to get to my Monday, as you do too. Remember something, as much as see rates improve and everything, it's still an inventory there. You've got to be prospecting, keep people out, keep communicating, keep talking. And that's it. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about what actually does happen. That data comes out at 8:30 a.m. before morning rate sheets. So let's see what tomorrow's data actually brings. We'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. So make sure that you do and join me tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm on Facebook as well as on YouTube, and we'll probably add some more to this later. So check us out, and I'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.